The Fairy Lilia and the Magic Drop.
In a distant, enchanted forest, where trees shimmered in the moonlight and flowers spoke to one another, there lived a little fairy named Lilia. She was the smallest among all the fairies and very much wanted to prove that she too could care for her forest. The other fairies loved her, but often said,
"Lilia, you are still very small. First learn to listen and observe."
One morning, a swallow flew into the forest with important news. "Dear fairies, there is a drought in the neighboring field," said the swallow. "The plants are drying up, and many animals are left without food." The eldest fairy, whom everyone called Mother Gloria, gathered a council. "We must help. Fairies are meant to give life and protect nature," she said.
"And how can we help?" asked Lilia.
"We must find the magic drop," Gloria replied. "This drop can bring rain and restore balance in nature." Lilia was filled with a desire to help. She decided to set out in search of the drop on her own, even though she knew the other fairies might not allow her to go. At night, when all the fairies were asleep, Lilia took her Malinky lantern, filled with fireflies, and set off on her journey. Her wings rustled softly, and the forest greeted her with magical sounds.
On her way, Lilia met a wise owl.
"Where are you going, little fairy?"
asked the owl. "I am searching for the magic drop to save the field," Lilia replied. "To find the drop, you must pass 3 trials," said the owl. "The first awaits you in the glade of shadows." Lilia thanked the owl and flew on. The glade of shadows was dark and mysterious. There she heard voices. "You are too small to handle such a task," the shadows whispered. "But I believe in myself," Lilia replied. The shadows vanished, and a path opened before her. The next trial awaited her by the shores of the Silver Lake. To go further, Lilia had to cross a bridge that disappeared whenever she began to doubt. "You will succeed if you do not doubt," whispered the water. Lilia took a deep breath and stepped confidently onto the bridge. It held her steps, and the fairy crossed the lake. The third trial was at the Crystal Mountain, where Lilia had to give up something very precious. "What can you give?" asked the voice of the mountain. Lilia thought. She only had her lantern, but without it she wouldn't be able to return home. Still, the fairy decided to give it up. "If it helps me find the drop, I am ready," she said. At that very moment, the mountain crumbled, and before Lilia appeared the magic drop. It shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. Lilia carefully took it and flew back to the forest. When Lilia brought the drop, all the fairies greeted her with joy. Mother Gloria said, "You have proven that strength is not in size, but in the heart." The fairies used the drop, and the field bloomed once again. Lilia realized that even the smallest fairy can change the world if she believes in herself.